Adam was a young man who had always been successful in his career. He had a brilliant mind and was talented at what he did, but he found himself struggling in his personal life. He had trouble forming and maintaining relationships, and often felt disconnected from others. One day, as Adam was walking through the park, he met an old man who seemed to have a certain wisdom about him. The old man noticed Adam's struggles and offered to help him develop his emotional intelligence. Adam was skeptical, but he felt a glimmer of hope that this old man could help him overcome his challenges. So he decided to give it a try and see where it would lead him. The old man sat down with Adam and began to explain to him the importance of empathy, self-awareness, and communication. He shared with him stories and lessons he had learned throughout his long life, and Adam listened with great interest. At the end of their conversation, the old man gave Adam a task to practice each day that would help him develop his emotional intelligence. Adam left feeling both curious and intrigued by what he had learned, and he began to practice the task the old man had given him. As Adam began to practice the task the old man had given him, he realized how difficult it was to put himself in someone else's shoes. But with time, he began to develop a deeper understanding of empathy and its importance in building relationships. The old man taught Adam that in order to connect with others, we must first understand their emotions and perspective. He showed Adam how to observe people's body language, tone of voice, and facial expressions to gain insight into their feelings. Adam started practicing empathy each day, and he began to notice a shift in his interactions with others. He found himself more patient and understanding, and was better able to navigate conflicts and difficult conversations. He started to understand that everyone has their own struggles and emotions, and that it was important to recognize and acknowledge them. Through empathy, he was able to connect with others on a deeper level and form stronger relationships. Adam realized that empathy was a powerful tool that allowed him to see the world through other people's eyes, and that it was the first step in developing his emotional intelligence. He was grateful to the old man for showing him the importance of empathy, and he continued to practice it each day. After several weeks of practicing empathy, the old man introduced Adam to the concept of self-awareness. The old man explained that self-awareness is the ability to recognize and understand our own emotions, thoughts, and behaviors. Adam was surprised to learn that he had been lacking in self-awareness for much of his life. He had never taken the time to reflect on his own emotions or understand how they impacted his relationships with others. The old man taught Adam how to become more self-aware by encouraging him to reflect on his own emotions each day. He showed Adam how to pay attention to his own body language, tone of voice, and thoughts to gain insight into his feelings. At first, Adam found it difficult to reflect on his own emotions. He was often so busy with work and other responsibilities that he didn't have time to think about himself. But as he continued to practice, he began to notice patterns in his own behavior and emotions. He realized that by becoming more self-aware, he could better understand his own triggers and tendencies, and could work to regulate his own emotions in difficult situations. He also found that by being more aware of his own emotions, he was able to better understand and empathize with others. Adam was grateful to the old man for teaching him the importance of self-awareness, and he continued to practice it each day. He knew that becoming more self-aware was a key step in developing his emotional intelligence and building better relationships with those around him. As Adam continued to work on his emotional intelligence, the old man introduced him to the concept of effective communication. The old man explained that communication was the key to building strong relationships, and that it was important to be able to express oneself clearly and listen actively to others. Adam was initially intimidated by the idea of improving his communication skills, but the old man reassured him that it was a skill that could be learned and practiced over time. The old man taught Adam how to express himself clearly by using I statements and avoiding blaming or attacking language. He also showed Adam how to actively listen to others by using reflective listening techniques and asking clarifying questions. As Adam practiced these techniques, he began to notice a difference in his interactions with others. He found that he was able to express himself more effectively, and that he was better able to understand and empathize with others when they expressed themselves. He also found that by being a better communicator, he was able to resolve conflicts more effectively and build stronger, more meaningful relationships. Adam realized that communication was a key component of emotional intelligence, and that it was important to continue to work on improving his skills. He was grateful to the old man for showing him the power of effective communication, and he knew that it would be a skill he would continue to develop throughout his life. After several months of working with the old man, Adam had made great progress in developing his emotional intelligence. He had learned the importance of empathy, self-awareness, and effective communication, and had been practicing these skills each day. The old man congratulated Adam on his progress and encouraged him to continue to put his new skills into practice in his everyday life. Adam knew that he still had work to do, but he was proud of how far he had come. He realized that developing emotional intelligence was an ongoing process, and that he would need to continue to practice and refine his skills throughout his life. As Adam left the old man, he felt grateful for the wisdom and guidance he had received. He knew that he would always remember the lessons he had learned, and that they would continue to serve him well in all areas of his life. He also knew that he had the power to help others develop their own emotional intelligence, and he vowed to pay it forward by sharing what he had learned with those around him. Adam left feeling confident, empowered, and grateful for the journey he had been on. He knew that with continued practice and dedication, he could continue to develop his emotional intelligence and build stronger, more meaningful relationships with those around him. Years had passed since Adam's journey with the wise old man. He had continued to practice the skills he had learned and had become known among his friends and colleagues as someone who was highly emotionally intelligent. Adam had also become a mentor to others, sharing the lessons he had learned with those who were struggling to develop their own emotional intelligence. He had seen firsthand how these skills had helped him to build stronger relationships and achieve greater success in both his personal and professional life. As Adam looked back on his journey, he realized that the lessons he had learned had become a fundamental part of who he was. He knew that emotional intelligence was not just a skill, but a way of life. And so, he continued to practice empathy, self-awareness, and effective communication, knowing that these skills were the keys to building a happier, healthier, and more fulfilling life for himself and those around him.